What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to yet another episode of Stories of the Studio. I'm your host, Danny Giraffa, and today I have the honor of being able to sit with an absolute master of melodies, the one and only Rhett Rhapsody, aka Kevin Gordon. Now, funny enough, Kevin and I actually met a couple years ago back in college on like a completely unrelated thing. I was going for like a bachelor in fine arts and stuff, so we were taking like an acting and directing class, and Kevin was actually my director of this little virtual play that I did back during the peak COVID times. So I'm super duper excited to catch up with Kev and for you guys to learn more about him and his musical journey because he has a lot to offer, and I'm super duper excited for all of it. And we're gonna hop into all that and a lot more here in a couple minutes. But beforehand, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all to sit back, relax, and get ready to dive on in as we get ready to unfold yet another story of the studio. Kev, how are you doing, dude?
Great, great. Good as I can
Dude,
be.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, dude. Today especially has been like kind of bonkers, bro. Cause so I work outside and it was legit 100 degrees out, and I'm just like, dude. So like I'm
Literally
out,
told us we couldn't work anymore by afternoon. They're like, go inside, which I
dude.
was grateful for. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to like, dude, because it sucks. Like you're miserable out there, dude. So it's like, come on, man. But Kev, how have you been, dude? Like, how's life been treating you? What have you been up to, man?
I've been pretty good. I'm trying to balance work and working on music, the eternal struggle of any artist or anybody with a side gig or three like I have. Um, and, trying to stay fit, trying to stay active, trying to stay social and juggling everything that's been going on. It gets harder, as you go every year. And I just turned 28, so it's like a new level of
Yeah.
of balance that I've had to achieve so far.
I'm already knowing, dude. No, you hit it right on the head, dude. Cause like I just turned 24 this past summer and stuff, dude. So like even in these like there's not too much of a difference, but I'm like, come on, dude. Like I'm honestly like I'm longing to be back in like high school, like even middle school and stuff, dude. Like times were so much simpler back then, bro. So it's like you miss those days, dude. And like a lot of the guests that I have on, they're like, still in high school or they're just, getting into college and stuff. So like I'm like sitting there and I'm just like, dude, like, please, guys, enjoy these times. Like, they're gone before you even realize, dude.
Just
So, like,
flies by.
it seriously does. But, Kev, just to kind of get us, like, kickstart this thing off and stuff, dude, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and, what you got going on musically, dude?
Yeah, so I go by the stage name Rhett Rhapsody, Rhett Rhapsody. Um, I don't really remember how I came up with it. It just kind of it's an amalgamation of things from when I was like 19, 20. Um, I don't know. I like to work out, run, bike, go to the club, dance. Really trying to get back into dancing because I used to be pretty good at it, but like every time I dance, I just have this like very erratic style, and people are always like, "Where can I get the good stuff?" They just like assume I'm on drugs. I'm like, no, dude, one vodka Red Bull does this. Like, I'm just having fun. So yeah, dancing and trying to work on um, some little choreo and stuff for more moving performances, and trying to book some performances. So yeah, I've been sending a lot of emails, a lot of Instagram DMs, and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, for sure. And so how long have you been into like the whole music scene? Like when did you start kind of producing your own songs or like when did you start thinking about it?
I've kind of always wanted to be like a singer. I think it was probably like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco back when I was like 9 or 10 that got me into like, yeah, like really wanting to make music because I just thought it was so creative what they could do with like the melodies and the lyrics. Especially, I mean, Patrick Stump's lyricism is just next level. He's one of my biggest influences. So yeah, that kind of sparked it originally, and I always just kind of had this whole starry-eyed thing where I wanted to be known as a singer. So I've been trying that, for like 18 years, 20 years. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. I didn't start like making and actually recording music until I was like 22, 23. Mostly because I just didn't really have the resources to. And then I met a friend who had a studio, and I've just been kind of working with producers, local producers here and there since then. Because I still don't really produce my own like vocals and stuff. I have been getting more into production of like the instrumentals and stuff. I've been co-producing and producing my own stuff. So yeah, practice makes perfect. I definitely need more practice in that, right?
I'm already, dude. I'm knowing the struggle. But no, dude. Like, even though it's been like a pretty short amount of time and stuff, and it's still so new to you and stuff. Still, I gotta say, man, like I love your style because like I remember actually when we were like practicing or rehearsing for that little play and stuff, dude. We were like introducing ourselves and like you told us about your music and I like pulled it up on Spotify and you're like, oh, you found that fast. And I think it was Nightlife or something like that we had I put on and dude, it's like it's a bop, dude. It's like funky, groovy, and like I don't know, dude. You have a really awesome style, dude.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I try to strive for like this unique niche. It's very niche, obviously, but um, yeah, I'm very inspired by like the club music and the club scene. I want to make people dance with my stuff.
Yes, no, without a doubt, dude. I know you kind of touched on it like with Fall Out Boy and like Panic at the Disco and stuff, but do you have any like other like bands or even just like people in life that influence you and like your style?
Yeah, I think when I write, especially like my rap heavy songs, I think a lot about the rappers that I really look up to, like Childish Gambino. His Camp album when I was like 15, like really changed my life. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could like say stuff like this on the track. And just like the wordplay that he comes up with. So definitely Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, all his creative endeavors. And this is something that sparks a lot of controversy. But I love Azalea Banks. I want to be like Azalea Banks. Obviously, if she was like a gay Puerto Rican dude, and not the like fabulous black woman from New York that she is. But yeah, Azalea Banks. I think a lot about her when I write and when I perform. Um, and then another controversial one that I have is Morrissey from the Smiths. I like to get like oh like his little bellows that he does. I do that a lot in some of my songs, so that's where that comes from. So yeah, those are my main influences. Lady Gaga, always been a little monster since I was like 13.
Dude, no, that's the best, dude. And all like I feel you too. Like it's crazy because a lot of those artists and stuff like you can pick and choose like things that they influence you, like and I think that's something that's super important when you're out there and you're performing because like it's one thing to actually make music, but you have to like when you're out there on stage, dude, like you have to be a performer as well, and that takes like a ooh, takes a lot of time and practice too to like nail it down, dude. But well, that's
Well, I'm
awesome, man.
multitasking.
For real, for real. Dude. So actually too, what is it like when you're like actually sitting down and you're trying to make music? Like do you make your own beats and stuff as well? Like um do you kind of focus more on the music beforehand or do you come up with the lyrics and stuff and then kind of like jump into the whole music part of it?
Um, it kind of like bounces back between me like looking up beats and like scrolling through like beats for sale that producers have, and then like seeing what I can come up with to write to that. Um, my big thing used to be those like YouTube type beats, and I still do kind of use those sometimes, but it's like
Yeah.
I need to get away from that because there's all kinds of like legal stuff involved and all kinds of like weird hidden caveats. Like they'll say it's free and then you actually have to pay for it later. So I'll find those and like write to those. A lot of times I'll inspire the song based on what the beat's called because they all have like a name. So it kind of inspires me from that. Or sometimes I'll just be like walking down the street or in the shower or like at work and I'll come up with like a phrase and then I'm like, how can I repeat that or work that into like a melodic, you know, saying that would really make it like catchy and like then I come up with the melody and like the beat and I start to like hum it. I've been kind of working with producers to make my visions a reality, and it's kind of frustrating for them and for me because like I got to get like how it sounds in my head across to them, and then it takes a lot of repetition before they get it right. Um, so yeah, I've kind of had a hand in that, and then I produce my own stuff. I don't own a laptop, so that's become a big hurdle in my
Yeah.
production journey. So that's the next step before I can become my own self-sufficient producer. So yeah, it's a little bit of both. I hear the beat and I write to it, or I write and then write a beat to it. You know what I mean? So yeah,
No,
it's a
for
mixed
sure, for
process.
sure. That's amazing, man. And what do you like? Is there a certain type of thing that you find yourself writing out, like writing about a lot, like a certain type of like emotion or like a topic or something like that?
Yeah, the majority of my songs are like that thing, like just about like going to the club, and very like self-aware and like on the nose, like we're dancing, we're at the club, and you're like, oh, I'm dancing at the club to this song about dancing at the club. It's very self-referential. A lot of songs about like sex. I have some more like message heavy ones. I just released like a song with my side project, Maintenance Men, about like climate change. And it's like goofy. It's like a comedy song, but it's also like, all right, for real. Like, what are we going to do about this? I have a song about like
Right.
toxic masculinity and how that factors into like war culture. My song Mask is very anti war, but it's also like sexy and dancey. So I try to have like, I don't know, that's like a big part of my brand is like trying to be funny and sexy and cool, but also be like kind of serious about what I'm trying to say. So I try
Yeah.
to factor all of that into there as much as I can.
No, absolutely, man. And I know, I think I'm not sure if it's on like Instagram and stuff, but like the kind of like style that you like kind of list your music as is like queer pop and then like rap and stuff too.
Yeah.
So like in your lyrics and stuff too, is it important to you to like kind of represent the LGBTQ and stuff in what you're writing about as well?
Yeah, that's a huge part of like my selling point is that my music is like gay, which is
Yeah.
becoming more and more of a thing. We have like Lil Nas X and Chappell Roan and stuff. So thank God for them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I was kind of doing it first, but
That's what I'm
uh,
saying. They're posers, dude. They're posers.
yeah, they're opening doors, they're greasing the wheels. Even though I don't know, I have this weird thing where I'll like do something or like get into something and like nobody is into it, and then like somebody else does it, and then all of a sudden everybody's into it. It's like the curse of Cassandra or something.
Dude, I'm already knowing the struggle. But no,
Yeah.
dude, and I think that's super important too because obviously like lyrics in general and stuff they're very personal, so I definitely think it's like super important to write about something that's important to you and that's, such a big part of your life and stuff as well. So, like definitely kudos to you, man. Like never be ashamed of like any of that stuff, dude. Like, you are who you are and I feel like music is definitely a way for us to kind of express those things.
Oh yeah. I like need to express myself through it. It's the main reason I do it. And just like the Chicago nightclub scene and like the Boys Town clubs have been so good to me and like my life and just providing me with like adventure that I just have to like pay tribute to that, I feel like. So most of
Yeah,
my songs are kind of at least referential to that in some way.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Kind of straying away from like the whole music scene and stuff, do you have any hidden like talents or hobbies and stuff that you find yourself doing?
Mm, I have been like really lazy with my free time lately, which like I don't have any free time really, but I've just been kind of like trying to get back into working out. I really have struggled with finding the motivation for that. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, but I'm gonna do like a month long cycling challenge. I just signed up for in September.
Yeah.
Basically, I just ride every day, and it like you promote it, and it raises money for charity for like kids with cancer. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get more into that and spend as much time as I can doing that. Um, Other than that, I don't know. I have like some random skills. I don't know. Sometimes I just like blank out and forget everything I know about myself when I'm asked questions.
I'm
Um,
already known.
I used to be really into it, but I'm like really good at throwing knives.
Yeah.
I kind of want to bring that back, especially because I'm trying to do like a whole circus vibe with my brand. So I want to get back into like throwing knives, and I've been studying like clownery and like just like old timey circus culture. I've been really
Yeah.
fascinated with that lately. So I'm trying to learn some cool tricks, card tricks, juggling, all kinds of stuff. So
Dude. That's
other than
honestly
that,
super
just
sick.
party.
Hey, not bad, not bad. No, but for real, dude, that's honestly kind of sick though, dude. When so what kind of like sparked your interest to get into like the whole like circus, like old-timey type feel?
Um, I really am into cartoon tropes. Just stuff like slipping on a banana peel or like dropping an anvil on somebody's head. You know what I mean? Just representations of like old American like tropes where you're just like, where did this even come from? But it's such a common thing at this point that you're just like used to seeing it. I just shot a photo shoot last night for my Instagram where I'm like in a tub full of soup with somebody like chopping carrots and celery into it like a Bugs Bunny. You know what I mean? So just stuff like
Yeah.
that I think is very whimsical and fun, and that just kind of reminds me of this vibe of like, you know, running away and joining the circus, like hopping a train and like running away with the clowns. I think it just provides such space for like adventure, and it's very like limitless almost. So also I just kind of want to be like fun and goofy with it. I want my first album to be happy and whimsical, and then I'm gonna get more into like the serious stuff. I think just progressively as it goes, the second one's gonna be more serious, and then the third one's just gonna be like completely dark and gothic. So it's just gonna be this whole full circle thing. So yeah, right now I'm focusing on like the fun, whimsy, clownery, fun stuff. So yeah, got to do my homework.
No, for sure, for sure. And I'm glad that you brought that up because we were talking a little bit about it like beforehand too. But so one of the things that like that instantly caught my eye too is that like you do your photo shoots and stuff, and you have like a whole bunch of themed pictures and stuff and like shoots on Instagram. So when did you kind of like start doing that?
Um, I think it was probably like the summer of 2022 when me and my friend would go out to like again the clubs like every weekend. That was just like a very inspirational, weirdly inspirational experience for me, just because it was always a new adventure. And then, but you'd also see like the same people around, and it'd be like, oh hey, like I know that guy, we're mutuals on Instagram or whatever. Um, and then I'd been trying to impress, trying to really drive up the production value in later posts with it, and make it more impressive and like more of a production than anything. Because I decided back then that I wanted to make my Instagram it's first of all, it's always these 10 slide carousels, and there's always a theme. There's always the lyrics of a song I'm into at the time as the caption. These are all just things they have in common. And then lately I've been doing like a color scheme for all the pictures. So like the June post is blue, the July post is orange, stuff like that. So I kind of want my Instagram to be like a cinematic, well, it's more of like a photographic universe for like the world that my music takes place in. If that makes sense, because there's a lot of like fantasy and world building involved in like the Rhett Rhapsody brand, and
Yeah,
that's why it's like always dark out. It's like always dark, and it's always night in the world of Rhett Rhapsody. So
dude.
everything's flashy. Yeah,
The nightlife, the nightlife.
yeah, exactly.
No, dude. And like I said, dude, like they're so creative and they're fun, dude. Like it's honestly like super cool to like scroll through them, and I could totally see what you're talking about with like the whole theme, like the colors, like you're doing such an amazing job, dude. So keep up with it, man.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Uh okay, so actually too, I was one of the biggest things to talk about. By this point, it'll already be out, but you have a EP that is actually dropping today.
Yeah, yeah. I've been working on not as much as I could be, but I've been working on Midsummer. Excuse me. It's a 5 song EP, and this one's only gonna be it's only SoundCloud, and I think I'm gonna do visuals on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Similar to what I did with my project Slime and Spandex last spring, where I just did SoundCloud and YouTube. With those ones, it was mostly because I didn't like own the rights to all of the beats, so I like legally could not put them on the platforms because I would get sued. But I also
No.
kind of just want to make like a little, not a side project, but like deep cuts for like the real ones, to discover. Like you have to be a real Redder to know the SoundCloud songs, and then there's the platform ones for like the mainstream, the casual fans, if you will. Yeah, so I'm
Yes.
doing this 5 song project. It's inspired by last summer. I had just so to speak, a very midsummer. Like it was good, it was bad. Obviously, everything has its ups and downs, but it was just like this very in between summer where like everything was as good as it was bad. Just a lot of weird experiences that were like as exciting as they were scary. So I kind of just wanted to ride that like middle line and make it mid. Also, the songs are admittedly like a little half-assed, but like for me, that's still good. Like even at my middest, my music's pretty good. Not to brag, but to me at least. So yeah, it's like 5 songs. Um, there's Hot Tub Flash Mob, Waffle Stomp, Midsummer, the title track. Um, Scrape the Bone, and then there's Vacanza Permanente, which is like my masterpiece. I think this is like my Bohemian Rhapsody. It is like a rock opera, and it jumps around to like different sounds, and I think it's going to be pretty well received,
Dude, that's
or it
so
is
I
being
love
right now.
yes. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I already know the struggle, dude. But dude, that's so like I love that concept because like I feel like we've all kind of been in that point too, where it's like like we kind of look back on things and like even as life like kind of goes by and stuff, we're just like this there it wasn't necessarily bad, but like it was kind of like mid, like the experiences that we sometimes have, dude. So like I love that whole concept. I love like I don't know, dude. Like the whole idea behind it, that's awesome, dude. So like
Thank you.
I'm super yes. I'm super excited to give it a listen, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like play on words as well, so I had to make it like midsummer because it's like midsummer, but it's like a very midsummer at the same time.
Mhm.
All this stuff is double entendres.
We love it. We love it. So dude, we're already getting towards the end of the podcast, unfortunately, dude. But beforehand, I have a couple more questions for you, bro.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your biggest goal, like musically? Like, what's your biggest ambition for your music and like your future with it?
This is really hard to talk about. I need to get so much better at this, but I do want to be a professional musician. I want to break big and like be a pop star or whatever. Um, I struggle with talking about it out loud just because there's so many haters and so much doubt directed at me, and I'm kind of like superstitious with it. I feel like people are going to manifest against me or something, and if they say I'm not going to make it, then it's not going to happen because so many people don't want it to. So I'm like the only person in the world that really wants like this as
Yeah.
much as I do, you know what I mean? So but yeah, that's what I want to do. I know it's not all about the fame or the money or whatever. It's like first and foremost art for survival, not to be like cliche, but like I like need to make music, and I put so much time and resources and money into it that I feel like I might as well make it my main thing if I can, which I really hope I can. Um, but yeah, I want to do that and like quit my day job and be a musician. I would love to do that, even if just for like a few years. Um, and then I've always wanted to perform at Bonnaroo, even if it's like a small stage or a tent. That's like my favorite music festival. It's basically just like 5 days of world peace, and everybody's just vibing like with the music and what have you. So I really want to perform at Bonnaroo someday, and I think I can make that happen. I mean, I have a few connections. It's just a matter of like really leveling up and like cracking down and being serious about this because it's like do or die to me essentially.
Yeah.
Do or
No,
like work a boring job
for
forever.
real.
Yeah.
No, seriously. And like I definitely feel you too, where it's like it sucks because there is a lot of noise sometimes, where it's like there are people that, are supposed to be there to support you and stuff, but sometimes it kind of feels like it's the opposite, where like you're not getting that like support and stuff. And that's like the struggle of an artist and the stuff in itself, dude. Because I've definitely gone through a bunch of periods like that too, where it's like, I'm feeling good about stuff, but then like I get hit this like with a wave of just like, dude, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm gonna be stuck here forever. And it's hard to get out of those periods. But dude, I'm confident that like if we stick with it and we put the time in, put the effort in and stuff too, like eventually there's gonna be a break somewhere. And it's like
Yeah.
we just gotta believe in ourselves, and that's sometimes a huge struggle.
Yeah.
But Kev, dude, like I'm telling you, dude, just keep with it, man. And like you have such a fun and like exciting like style, and like I mean it, dude. Your music is a bop, dude. So keep up with it, man. And like I believe in you, bro.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do.
No,
Means a lot. I
anytime.
don't hear it enough. So,
No,
I mean, I think people just like assume I've already heard it or that I like already believe in myself enough. But yeah, there's like a lot of doubt, and I'm my own biggest critic. So I don't hear it enough.
absolutely. Well, here's, I mean, anytime you need like a pick me up, dude, I got you, bro.
Love that.
But dude, before we close this thing off though, Kev, um, is there like any specific like memory that you have, or like a really good memory of you either like writing a song or going out and like performing somewhere, dude? Like, what would you say is your story of the studio if you had one?
Hmm. For like my summer 2020 singles, my first three, there was like Singlet, Nightlife, and Mask. I don't really talk to those guys anymore. Just I don't know, we just kind of drifted, not really for any particular reason. But we would just um we'd kind of just like drink beer in the studio. Like I recorded those songs like kind of drunk, honestly. I don't know if you could tell, but if not, I really pulled it off. We would just like have a lot of fun with it. It was like three of us, and we would just like really fool around and have fun with it. And I recorded those all in like one take, I think, which is like just one run through. We didn't stop ever. We just, or if we did mess up, we would just have to like start the whole thing over again, which now I always break it up into pieces. But I'm like a lot more like mature and serious in the studio now. I still do have fun with it, but I'm like sober with it, like because I have to focus and like it's very more like professional now. So yeah, I kind of do miss like just the messing around and the fun, but also like I wasn't as serious about it back then as I am now. So it's kind of like you got to sacrifice the fun for like less fun but more focus, I guess. I don't know. It's like generic, but yeah.
No, I'm already knowing the struggle. We do the sacrifice now to have the fun later. But dude, that's actually so incredible, Kev. Like, and you know, I could sit here for hours and just like just keep spewing it, dude. But like for real, man, keep with it, man. Believe in yourself, and like you have it going on, dude. So like in those moments of doubt, dude, I guess we have to humble ourselves, dude. Like we're out here trying our best and like we're pushing forward, doing everything that we can, and like eventually it is gonna work out, dude. We've got this, bro. We've got this.
Thank you.
No, anytime. But Kev, before we go, what is the best way for people to follow you and to reach you?